If you think eating out is the reason why you're missing your protein goals, I want to present another idea, because most people have it backwards. They think home cooking is in your control and eating out is chaos. Done right, eating out can be easier than cooking it at home to hit your protein goals. I'm going to show you a 4-part system I use to hit my protein goals every time I eat out. Chain restaurant, airport, somewhere new, the system works in all of them. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Harry. I have a degree in plant science and I spent the last 10 years in food and agriculture, and I run a hemp protein brand called Canteen. I've also had to do a lot of travel for work, so I've had to figure this out for myself. Let's get into it. Most people treat eating out as a guessing game, but here's the truth that surprises people. Chain restaurants are often easier to track than your own kitchen. When you cook at home, if you're not using a scale, you're guessing. You don't know how big the portion is, how much protein is in raw chicken versus cooked. But when you eat out at a chain, everything is measured. Restaurants like Chipotle even have an online calculator so you can calculate everything for yourself. A chicken burrito bowl with double chicken and black beans gives you about 70 to 75 grams of protein. That's half your daily goals in one meal. And the restaurant did the measuring for you. Almost every chain has a nutrition sheet or a calculator you can look up. Before getting on the road, spend 5 minutes looking up 2 or 3 restaurants that have calculators on their website. You can build your order ahead of time. That way you're not making the choice in the moment, when it's easy to pick something low protein. Most chains will even add an extra portion of protein for $2 to $4. At Chipotle, that's about 30 grams of protein for $3. That's a great deal per gram. It takes a good protein meal into a great one with no extra planning. That works for chain restaurants, but there's also another place where you can easily control your protein intake. If you want even more control, the Whole Foods Hot Bar is one of the best protein tools you can use when eating away from home. Most travel eating goes wrong because you can't tell how big the portion is. The Hot Bar allows you to control that. The problem with most travel meals is that you're guessing. You don't know the weight, you don't know how it was cooked, and you're choosing for convenience in a place you've never been. But the Hot Bar fixes all of that. You pick the protein, you pick the portion, and you can even get to weigh it. Put your protein in a separate container. When you take it to the scale at checkout, you'll know the exact weight. That's more exact than home cooking. The bigger point is this: Whole Foods near airports or in cities are one of the most reliable ways to find proteins when away from home. And they have a huge selection: rotisserie chicken, grilled salmon, hard-boiled eggs, beans, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, all in one place. No cooking needed. These 2 ideas cover meals you can plan, but travel days often have gaps, and the gaps are where goals get missed. Airports are built to make money, not feed you well, and that goes for fast food too. And the gap between good meals can be more than 6 to 8 hours. And these are the gaps that are hardest to fill. Even stores in airports and gas stations carry almost no real protein. And in the moment, when you're hungry, it's easy to choose a high-calorie, low-protein choice. A single-serve protein packet in a shaker bottle takes 30 seconds. It gives you 25 to 30 grams of clean protein, fits in your bag, and it's an easy way to fill a gap left by a low-protein meal. Carry a few packets and use them when you need. The single-serve pack is the simplest backup plan on travel days that may turn into deficit days. And finally, the last idea isn't just for travel. It works at any restaurant, any food, any price. And it's the habit that ties everything else together. Sit-down restaurants feel like the hardest place to control. You can't build your own bowl, you're stuck on the menu, but the right ones can actually be easy to hit your protein goals. Most people just pick what sounds good without focusing on protein, but that's the wrong order. You end up with a meal that's built around carbs and protein on the side. But you should flip that around. Find your protein first, then build the rest of the meal around it. Steakhouses are the easy pick because the weight is on the menu. A 10-ounce sirloin is about 70 grams of protein before you even touch the sides. But the same idea works anywhere. For example, fish is often listed by weight, and half chickens are often roughly the same size. And once you have your anchor, you can stack on top of it. Sit-down menus often have protein-rich appetizers, such as shrimp cocktail, beef carpaccio, chicken skewers. Getting 20 to 30 grams of protein in before your main meal has arrived is an easy way to hit your targets. So here's the system. Use nutrition calculators at restaurants before you order and order double protein. Use the Whole Foods Hot Bar as a precision tool. Weigh your protein on its own. Carry single-serve protein packets to fill gaps, and order protein first at every restaurant. Eating out isn't the problem. Not having a system is. Build the system once and it works everywhere. The next video covers the protein numbers that actually matter, how much at each meal, how to spread it across the day, and why the goals most people use are probably wrong. If you've got the eating out system down, that one's the next piece. See you there.